Good morning. And let's see where we are today. You would think it's the first time I've spoken this morning. So I've already been just sitting here kind of relaxing. Had a couple little minor issues there for a second, but I think everything's back to working fine. So now I get to just sit back and listen to the cards for a minute or so. Every time I do the shuffle, I just take a deep breath. I used to start my day by getting up just 15 minutes before I had to leave, hop in the shower, leave, fight traffic. I can say that getting up in the morning and having a reason has really been helpful. Whether anybody watches it or not. Because it gives me a focus, and I know it gives other people a focus. Something to think about during the day. What I remind myself of, something I was told that if I do a morning meditation, looking at my quote-unquote defects of character, if I focus on one, and it catches me by surprise, if I focus on anger, if I focus on jealousy, if I focus on resentment, that if I prepare myself, maybe I can learn to have a different reaction. So using the tarot in the morning gives me a chance to find something unique, something out of the box, something I hadn't thought of. And by doing it this way, I can share that, and then maybe somebody else will get something out of it. Something to think about, something to focus on. Maybe it'll connect. Maybe this is the universe just telling us what we need to know. Okay. So, hello, Jean. I'm also on Facebook Live. I'm also streaming to Twitch and YouTube. I find that Facebook gives more of a personal connection, even though I don't believe in the philosophies of its founder. Okay. So I'm going to do my 3+1. Let's see what the universe has for us today. Keep in mind, this is a focus that we can carry with us and hopefully not be caught by surprise, because we've already thought about and meditated on it this morning. So this morning we have the moon reversed. What fears aren't we dealing with? And Temperance reversed is asking us, what is out of balance? And the King of Wands says that because of these, we are going to be struggling. We're going to be able to get, the King of Wands can be angry. Things not going his way. A lot of times it's based on fear and not being able to move forward. The moon reversed, the moon is walking through these fears. But when it's reversed, it's letting them control us, which throws us out of a balance. And so the King of Wands, which is normally fully in control and ready to take charge, when it's reversed, things just aren't going his way. And a lot of times it can be based on our fears, our insecurities, the things that don't let us move forward. So we need to see what we can do if we find ourselves in a position where we are struggling with the day. And we have the Six of Cups that is upright as the advice. Okay. So today, look out for those things that maybe even paralyze us. We need to go forward. We need to move forward. Temperance, she's got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land, and she's normally just blending what she has to. But maybe she drops the cup. Maybe she's standing on slippery slope there, because with her foot in that water, maybe she slips and there's a little crab in that water. This water is all connected if we look at it. See that? And Temperance would have no problems walking through the moon card. Confident, it's the shadows. The moon, the only reason people fear the moon card, or they see an issue, with the moon card, is because it means that we are walking through something we can't quite see. When it's twilight and you're walking through the woods, that rock can look just like, a lion or or somebody who's ready to pounce on us. But when it's in the daylight, we can fully see that it's not a person, that it is just a rock. Okay? And Temperance has no problem with that. Temperance doesn't just sit there and jump at shadows. But today, for some reason, Temperance is reversed. Things are out of balance. She's standing on that slippery slope and she's supposed to be pouring the water or wine or whatever that is from one cup to another, but she keeps slipping. Okay? And when she slips, it stirs the water and a little lobster pops up. And all this is going on inside the mind of the king. And it's causing him to react instead of to act. So, what is it saying that we need to look out for today? Well, what the advice is? Well, with the Six of Cups, which is a beautiful little card here, you can see that you have two people, and this is probably the king when he was younger. Maybe he was before he was even a page, and he's offering something to somebody there who needs it. Maybe this is like one of his father's subjects, and she's like a little beggar girl, and he sees that, maybe she needs something, so he grabs a gold cup. That gold cup is probably worth a princely fortune, and he walks and he gives that to her. And that's a moment that neither of those two will ever forget. Okay? And so it's a good memory. And the 6 card, number 6 here, with cups. Cups are about those memories with this card. It's about the things that we do that are good. Right here, the king is focusing on the fears and just can't get his stuff together when he's reversed like this. He's got a project to do and he can't get it together. So I think this is trying to tell us, instead of focusing on that, focus on the good things that we have done and can do. what can pull us away? Well, he was sitting there and he saw this little beggar girl, if we're going to tell a story, and he gave her a princely fortune. It's like, we're not bad people. We can all look in the past and see that we've done something that affects other people. So we need to find the positive side of our day. We need to maybe even take an action like that. Take a princely action. I am more stressed than anything else. Can I take 5 minutes to go do something nice for somebody else? Can I take 5 minutes to at least put a smile on somebody else's face? And what that'll do is that if we take that 5 minutes to make a phone call, send a text to a friend, is that slowly we don't realize it, but we're reversing the temperance card here because we've stepped out of our situation. And now we're getting our footing again and don't even realize it because we're focusing on somebody else instead of ourselves. It can even be anonymous. I mean, my gosh, if you saw somebody, sitting on a corner and obviously asking for money, if you gave them $20, you might be helping somebody. And I know that some people say you should never give money, but I'm just giving examples of there's got to be something you can do when you're feeling at your lowest and at your worst to turn this king around so he's looking at temperance and has it in control again. Then, with that in control, the waters can just flow straight across and there's a sure footing again. And now these 2 cups right here, this little girl grows up to be this angel. See that? And she remembers this cup, which was behind him, and she remembers that cup there. And she is now standing in between the king's fears, where he may have to walk through, and can help him to navigate whatever needs to happen today. So that's my story. I'm saying that this little girl here grows up to be that angel. And she's going to stand between the king and his fears today. All because somebody did one simple act of kindness. As only a child could. So, that's how I'm going to leave it today. Is I'm going to maybe try and go out and do an act of kindness today when I'm feeling at my worst. And I think that the universe is saying that's a good idea for pretty much anybody. So with that, thank you very much.